let's start the show, man. Enough about South African. This one's so exciting. Everyone's in the room. Eswatini, what's happening? Welcome to another segment of Talk Entertainment and Art. And of course, I am your host, Bob Lamini. And on today's episode, we are joined by the Youth Chamber of Youth Industries and Commerce. Am I saying it right?
No, you didn't. It's
Damn.
the Youth Chamber of Commerce and Industries in Eswatini.
Okay, there you go. What this lady said. So basically, I'm actually fascinated by these people because they have so much knowledge. And I also don't know why they're here, but I'm about to find out as well. We'll see what exactly is going on today. But I'm so excited because, you know, I kind of like their energy and they look like they know what they are doing. And like, you know, it's none of that mediocre things that you guys are used to. Hopefully it's not. I got my fingers crossed on you guys.
No.
I'm counting on you. I'm counting on you. But before more than anything, if this is your first time on the channel, don't forget to subscribe, drop a like and drop a comment. But if you're a regular T-Sipper, then you know that every day we are here on a Monday, 12 p.m. First and foremost, I'd like you guys to introduce yourself and what role do you play on the Youth Chamber?
Hi to everyone who's listening. My name is Sakila Nsabande and I'm the president of the Youth Chamber of Commerce and Industries. And I am not alone. We are in studio with our board and our content team.
I know her, you know.
Yeah,
I know her. I don't know any name.
That was our content shooter.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Brema is in the house. I guess this is Bonke Mota. My position is I'm the vice president for the Youth Chamber of Commerce. We're in the capital today just to clarify our work more towards our target market, which is the youth per se, the one that actually want to have money, make money, the legit way in business. So to us, we sort of propel the young entrepreneurs into sort of business. Can be any industry, but of course, we'll highlight some of the industries as we go on with the interview.
Okay. Appreciate that.
Yeah. I guess
Okay.
I'm not a man of many words, especially when it comes to introduction. But when it comes to the topics, I guess as we go through the podcast, I'll be able to break down more. My name is Alan Lloyd Jr. Hamsokwe. I'm the head researcher at Youth Chamber. So I'm the one that sort of, I guess, tries to find out any problems that we have and sorts out the solutions so that we can be able to move forward and grow as a nation.
You're doing the groundwork.
Yeah, I'm doing the ground.
Hi everyone, my name is Nungato Dlamini. I am the social media manager of the Youth Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Eswatini.
Bongatsini, ma. Bongatsini. More than anything, guys, thank you so much for introducing yourself. You want to introduce yourself too? Oh my goodness.
He's an entrepreneur.
We also have an entrepreneur in the house.
Slay Queen Salakaya. Just let it put it introduce. I'm But more than anything, guys, I'm so fascinated on what exactly you guys are here for and what are you guys preaching? What are you guys about?
So we're preaching collaboration amongst the youth because for a long time we have been doing business in silos.
Yeah.
And we've been trying, but we haven't really, in a collective manner, come together to sort of sort out the situation, which is the country has been designing policies, and those policies, as we have tried to conduct business, haven't meant anything to us because we were ignorant of them. So our drive is to collaborate and to make the youth more aware of the policies that are set to actually improve the state of businesses in the country and to improve the economy overall, because we're the majority, and if we're not doing business, then who is?
That's actually an interesting fact. If not us, then who? I'm gonna ask the stats guy, how many unemployed youth do we have in the country?
A lot, Ngosiam. Just to give people's perspective about the unemployment situation is that, so I'm a computer engineer by profession. I'm a computer engineer by profession, and I graduated in 2016. 2016, and I've never got a job interview. Yeah.
Damn.
I'm a computer engineer, you see, and I've never got a job interview ever since 2016.
You've been starving the whole time.
There's nothing. So just to give you like a proper understanding of how bad unemployment is, I guess the actual statistic, last time we checked, I think it was around 40. Yeah, 40, but I can't obviously give like the
40,000.
No, 40%.
40% of unemployment.
Of the,
and that's just the youth only.
Yeah. The unemployment is crazy, but also it's not just around in SD. It's just a southern. I think it's just an African thing. Yeah. Because even if
It's
you
an African
yeah,
thing.
if you I think last time I checked in SA it was around 50 to 60. So mind you, a lot of people will end up thinking going to SA is the best sort of
solution.
Yeah. But if you look at the actual statistics, you would maybe think twice.
Fact.
Yeah.
Fact. Is the crime rate around that area or it's higher?
I think Vele, when it comes to these social economic indicators, they all sort of build upon each other. So for example, the moment the unemployment rate goes up, it's the moment people want e-wallets more. You understand? The more the Savannah warriors come out more. Yeah. So I guess, and then you start to see the crime increases because there's people tend to not be able to adjust to their new life. So then they will want to continue staying the current life that they're living, even though maybe the sources of income start to reduce. And that now leads people towards crime. Or even a situation where now things have changed, but you have no sort of resources or the society doesn't provide you with any sort of initiatives for you to be able to sort of provide for yourself, which then the human being goes towards the survival instinct and then now moves towards the increase of crime. So that's why I'm saying it's like the socio-economic indicators sort of play with each other. So before you sort of think about moving to like another country, take a look at their socio-economic indicators just to make sure that you understand exactly where you're going.
That's a very valid point. But what I've come to understand about the youth chamber is that you guys are like the mediator between the youth and the corporate stakeholders, right?
You can put it like that.
Okay, if
but
not,
the way that I guess for everyone it would look the same, but it is sort of the same thing. We're organizing the youth to form one unit so that we represent them to the state and to other corporates, bigger corporates like Businesses Watini and.
Okay, what made you guys decide to do that?
It wasn't us. The youth chamber has always been there. From 2016, I think. It was established, and there have been different committees serving within the youth chamber. So it's organizing youth for business isn't something that's starting today. So we found it like this, and our aim is to make the work known more to the youth and also to the whole Swazi nation of what it is that we're trying to do and achieve.
Fact. You guys seem to be doing a good job towards it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're here. Biggest podcast in the kingdom.
Come on.
It's on site. But yeah, so I want to ask you guys, Ycci, as you guys started this job, what exactly have you come to realize about our youth and the corporate company? What exactly is the problem between the two entities? Why can't I go to Standard Bank with a proposal and they get back to me when they were in?
Well, maybe to me, what I've seen is that there's a big game of broken down telephone between the youth and corporates.
Yeah.
The elders, maybe let me just call them that, they don't understand what solutions can help the youth. So they just design everything as according to what they would see. And if you don't fit into that framework, then it ejects you. And the youth, I can say, are victims of this, such that they don't know how to approach. Because it's not like everything is out there on how to actually approach these big corporates. And so you find that the communication between the two is messy.
Shaky.
Yeah. So what happens is that the youth chamber tries to bring together the relationship between the youth and the elders in organizing both and the information from the elders and the projects from the youths.
Okay, I understand you. I want to know where it went wrong, because I personally can speak for each and every youth, or maybe creative when I say the corporates don't really think that we are working hard enough or we're doing something.
Yeah.
Or this what we are doing right here right now, they don't think it's hard work. They just think we're playing game. You know. And we look at it as people who are actually not giving us opportunities, or maybe they gatekeeping us. That's how we look at it.
So we're here to shatter the stereotypes.
Yeah, shatter the stereotypes. Do you have anything you want to say?
I think just to add on, just to give an analogy. So look at youth as a new kid in school.
Yeah.
Everyone will think, what's so good about that person?
Right.
That's the situation. But the new kid, he's just trying to get education. He's just, you understand? He's not here to try and be part of a gang or try to say that he's better than anyone. He's just really trying to fit in. But now the problem is that there's going to be that suspicion because the new kid has sort of proven himself in a way that affiliates properly towards the elders, in the sense that we haven't seen a group of young entrepreneurs, like a group of them really taking the public space and showing that now we're young, we're millionaires and we're pushing. So because of that, what we usually see is a lot of row. We see a lot of crime from youth. So the youth more bad publicity gets shown more than the good publicity.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, so it's easy to say that, hey, youth, there was a gang. That sells more than there's a youth who overcome his problems to be able to give himself a job.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So those are the different things that happen. Yeah, so I think that ends up becoming some of the things. I guess just to reiterate, one of the other problems is that maybe I personally, this is a personal question, this is just a personal belief, is that a lot of people don't know really how countries work. Yeah, because you find a lot of people say, do this, you do it, and they got shocked. Okay, what's the next step? They look at you.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of people don't understand what's what. So what we end up feeling Youth Chamber is the one to be able to sort of explain the different protocols and procedures. So for an example, if you've ever had a grievance with any sort of prostatal or state company, write a letter. That's it. Write a letter. That letter is more powerful than you coming into the office and stomping your feet. You see what I mean?
Damn.
So people didn't understand. It's the protocols and the procedures that you have to understand. The letter is much more dangerous than a sword.
I think more than anything, the reason we also don't really pay much attention to the corporate world is because we are uneducated in how they do things. We don't have information. See, if you want to do A, B, C, and D for this company, this is how you go about it. That's why you find, see, there's not really that much communication between the two entities. But I want to go back and ask you, the reason you said there's more bad things that is being shown more than the good, is it propaganda, or you guys feel like it sells more?
I'm gonna say it sells more. I think that's the quickest answer that we can give. Yeah, it sells more very, very quickly. It's much more easier to be able to understand that. Oh, okay, it's a gang. Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
You see,
they're used to playing. They're used to busy with crime.
See, okay, wait. For these people to even be in a gang, they have a lot of time. Do they have jobs? No one ever. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it never comes from that. It's easy to just say, there's a gang. We took them to jail and it's over. We're safe. Not that good. See, why did they even start the gang?
Okay. So I want to ask you, what he said you need to write a letter. What exactly is the letter for?
For evidence.
For evidence.
Yeah, and you also need to know what you're complaining about, because sometimes when you go out and you rant, you end up throwing in things that maybe weren't even supposed to be there. But when you write a letter, you're able to gather your thoughts and articulate your unhappiness or whatever it is that you're going to be requesting.
Okay, yeah. Loud and clear. You guys, I've realized that you focus more on entrepreneurship, right? Or just the youth on its own? Businesses, just basically businesses.
Youth and business.
So what are you guys hoping to achieve with what you've started?
Well, We haven't started it. The baton was handed over to us. But what we hope to achieve in the course of our 2 years within the chamber is to organize, because what we found is that even the organizations and the associations were not organized in the country, because I haven't really seen a model for an organization that functions highly efficiently in the country. So I'm hoping that my personal wish is by the time that we're out of the youth chamber to have a more organized organization that will be able to communicate with the youth and its stakeholders in a very clear way, such that everybody understands their function. And with understanding and planning and coming together, then what we aim to achieve is now more achievable. You know, it's not a hard thing to reach. The economy will be alleviated by more organized people.
Facts.
Yeah.
Okay, that's dope. So I wanna know, you guys, you said amount of time you're gonna be spending in the youth chamber. How long is that?
It's 2 years.
And then what happens after the 2 years?
Another committee comes in, another board comes in, yes. So maybe I didn't explain the structure of the youth chamber.
Yeah, please do.
We have a national board, and then we have chapters. For now, the chapters were within the municipality areas, but they're going to soon spread out to Dingunhla. And with these chapters, we hope to, in fact, we will be organizing youth within smaller locations. Such that they are able to communicate with the board and the programs that are being designed now for the country as according to the different regions. Yeah.
My next question is, how are you guys planning on reaching out to the masses? Because as much as we're on the internet, but not each and every young person is on the internet. How are you planning on letting everybody know about Youth Chamber and what you guys are about? Yeah.
So the government knows how to find you. And
do they?
They do.
I'm just asking.
So beyond social media, which is something that we're actively doing now, I hope every listener is following the Youth Chamber Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn pages, just to stay updated and informed on what we're doing. But beyond that, we are going to be working with stakeholders that already have groups of youth that they're working with on the ground. So that's how we're going to be reaching out to everyone. We have portals that we'll be going through to communicate with youth, even who don't have digital cell phones or other means of communication.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to say something, my brother?
I just wanted to add that already as it is, we already have the Youth Council, National Council.
Yeah.
So as partners or stakeholders with them. So with them, we have access to all the youth legally in the country.
Okay.
Yes. I just want to clarify that.
Okay, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So you guys have the stakeholders within you. What are you willing to do for the youth?
What are we willing to do?
Yeah.
Hey, what are we doing for the youth?
I'm going to say everything. Hey, youth, please here. Yeah, but we're here we're going to plead for you guys. If we want to push the youth up to the point where youth have business, the youth have to be telling their parents, go say, okay, there's no reason why you should be in town. Go to the farm. I got this.
Yeah.
We should run away from the concept of good see. You're always below your parents. No. When you become youth, you are now in charge.
Okay.
But the only way you can do that is through now making money.
It's true. Exactly.
Yeah.
So my next question is, we living. I think what is happening currently is the youth has caught up too fast to the rest of the world, but the country is behind. The country doesn't allow us to make money online. The country doesn't allow us to regulate certain things. That's why you find Gucci, that's the gap. You can't have a local model on a billboard. You cannot have a local DJ doing a South African event or having his own event that is being backed up by corporate companies. So I want to ask you guys, what exactly is your strategy in terms of making sure we see each and every creative as much as you said entrepreneur, I might be an entrepreneur, but I'm a DJ. You know, how are you guys planning on incorporating that into helping me as a DJ make money?
Policy.
Yeah.
Policy.
Yes.
The youth chamber is advocating for youth, and not just in coming together, but in also designing policies that can be suitable for us to create the perfect conditions for you to thrive as a youth business.
Solid.
I think also just to add on that, learn business. Hey, Ngosiam. You see the issue. I think just to give Ngosiam, us, at least the board now, before we entered into youth chamber, also us, we see ourselves as entrepreneurs. So the biggest problem that we had is that sort of working with people who don't understand business, talking to youth who don't understand business, which is one of the reasons why we created the document, the 2024 SME Toolkit, SME Startup Toolkit, which is like a document that explains exactly how to be able to sort of create a business from A to Z in Eswatini. So we saw that those were one of the problems that we had, that in a sense that you as a DJ, for example, you have to see yourself as a business, not as a DJ.
Fact.
Just to give you an example or just an analogy, you look at farming.
Yeah.
So as a farmer, you are part of the production. It's a business. But when it comes to like other sort of industries, for example, creatives end up feeling that they are detached or cannot, they don't fall under business law. There's laws like economies of scale. There's laws like I guess division of labor. You know, and just to explain them, division of labor is where you break down the same tasks into smaller tasks, so that now, for example, in marketing, you make sure that you have a marketer. The marketer is supposed to just do marketing, nothing more, nothing less. You understand? The administrator is supposed to do that, but then now as a DJ, most entrepreneurs, especially if they're young, will think that they are Rocky Balboa. You know, they can do everything in the world, which is wrong. You have to understand that in a business, there are specific positions that you need to play. There are certain restrictions that you have. Without understanding those basic things, it becomes hard for you to actually run a business. But understand that even in the creative, so it might not be as visible. Like, for example, let's say in sports. In sports, you would think that sports is just a creative, a recreational activity. And so in sports, there's so much business involved.
Facts.
There's the marketing of the sport. There's the actual kit, printing of the kit. There's a printing of the balls. The producing of the balls. There's a making sure we see the setting up the ground. Yeah, there's this, and then the social media pages. There's too much to it, but all of it falls under the business realm.
Okay.
So it's very important for us youth to start understanding business. And I'd like to make a claim because there are no businessmen in Eswatini. Hey, there are no businessmen in Eswatini. Can I repeat that twice? Bonke, can you please?
Can I repeat that? There are no businessmen in Eswatini. So the youth has a huge,
I'm a businessman. I'm in the trenches.
It becomes easy to. It has to be easy to notice a businessman.
Yeah.
It has to be easy.
Okay.
If you look at the American entrepreneurs, it's easy for us to pinpoint the entrepreneurs in America.
Right.
But when you come to the country, if you can count me, just give me the top 3 businessmen in the country that the youth can actually learn from. It becomes hard. You have to think about the name. So that will show you that there's a lack of that type of those entrepreneurs in the country.
Okay. I want to dive into the toolkit. He mentioned the toolkit that you guys have managed to compile, or maybe let me say design. What is the toolkit, and what is it supposed to do in order to help me as an entrepreneur?
The toolkit is a comprehensive document that has all you need. All you need. So if there's any information that will help you to thrive, not just survive in business in the country, it is found inside the toolkit.
Oh yeah.
So and you asked, what are we doing for the youth?
Yeah.
And if you look at the toolkit, you will see that the board has because there's actually no salary for the youth chamber committee. So if so if you can see that the board has been working since last year from their own resources, using blood, sweat, and tears to actually bring up amazing documents like a startup toolkit.
Yeah.
It goes to show what exactly the youth chamber is doing for business. I think they have made the ultimate sacrifice in order to make the ease of business so that we can see it being played out, because it seems as if it's been something that we've been talking about. I've been hearing about the ease of doing business, in Eswatini, but it's a statement that has been there, but we can't really see it being played out. So this toolkit is actually going to do that. It will facilitate the ease of doing business for you. You don't have to think too hard. You don't have to go and bounce from government offices, because there's always a story, when the youth is telling you about, so I wanted to start a business and then I was walking up and down, it was so tiring. I don't have a car. I had to use a combi, It will save on your time as long as you just take in all of the I like the toolkit because you don't have to take all of it in. It will deal with the situation that you're in at this given moment in time, and you can go there. The table of contents is very easy to go through, and you'll identify the chapter that is relevant to your issue, and things will be sorted.
Okay. Thank you for explaining on what is it about. Where can we find it?
So there's a link on our social media pages where we're gathering everybody who has the interest of accessing the toolkit. So within that link, you just fill in your information, and from there, the data is then going to be dispersed to everyone who has shown interest.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to say something?
Yeah. I wanted to add that the toolkit will be launched officially with government. So right now, I guess it's the youth that are pursuing us to get the toolkit. We'll send the draft to them. So we're sending the draft to, because we really want to. We can't wait for the launch.
Are we allowed to attach it on the description on this video?
Yeah, we will. Yeah,
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we just. I guess as Youth Chamber, we just wanted to make sure that young people understand we still will launch it. We'll invite young people in business.
Yeah.
We will have a location and a specific day. They also, I'm sure, meet the youth minister that day. Very important day when we launch the toolkit. And then from that day, that's when now the plan of disseminating it across the 4 regions, 52 Tingondla, then that's when that plan, I guess, will start.
I like the fact that you guys are breaking this thing down into 4 regions, 52 Tingondla and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys are going to get each and every youth.
No, really, that's the thing that we were talking about earlier about the protocols and the way things work.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to understand that in SD, there's 4 regions. After the 4 regions that are different in Gundas, you have there's nothing you can do without.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
and just sit on stone.
Yeah, and that's the thing that people end up going the way. It's like they every young visionary always tries to recreate the wheel when it's not necessary. So I just wanted to also now just go into the different elements of the toolkit, just so that also people understand exactly what the toolkit actually is, so that they understand when they're looking for it, what to expect.
Yeah.
I think the first thing is that so there are like four particular elements that we created. The first one is Eswatini's business landscape. The second one is Eswatini's free trade and preferential agreements. The third one is a process of SME development, and the fourth one is the employee and employer duality. Let me just go down briefly through them. So inside the first one, the Eswatini business landscape, what we do in that section is that we just detail all of the different opportunities that exist within Eswatini. What I mean by that is that we explain some of the important, relevant bills, parliament bills that the youth need to understand, such as the National Youth Development Bill, which hasn't been passed. So this is like a plea and request to all youth, so that let's educate ourselves about what the National Youth Development Bill is, as well as how we can be able to now actually help or aid or participate with each passing. So in the toolkit, we explain what the bill is, as well as the benefits it has for youth in business. So those are different sort of things that we talk about in terms of the bills. Second is that we also explain the importance of understanding national surveys. So there was a recent survey that came out. It was published by the Central Statistics Office. It's called it's MIX. So it's a multi-industry cluster survey. So what this survey did was just sort of analyze the different habits that the population has, and then now detail exactly some of the different, realities that exist. The next is that the importance of aligning business operations towards national strategies. So this can be like in the national development plan that has been produced by the government. So that plan now ends up sort of detailing, number one, the current situation Eswatini is in, as well as where the government would love to take Eswatini to, in a sense of a better place. So now it's very important for us youth now to be able to align to these strategies so that we can be able to ensure that they are going to get there, because the government reserves part of the budget to actually achieve some of these strategies. So then
where does the budget go though?
No, the budget value is real. It's there.
Yeah.
The difference is that the fact that most youth tend not to understand exactly how money is provided. Money usually will not be provided to you in an account.
Facts.
It will come through events. So most of these events where people start to see stuff like where there's food and all of these other things, that's when they're able to see what's going on. I think the next one is the importance of business associations and business clusters.
Okay.
So I guess that's just some of the things that we talk about in the first section of the toolkit. The second one is Eswatini free trade and provincial agreements. So Eswatini has signed a lot of different sort of trade agreements with different countries. In the toolkit, we go in depth into that topic and actually explain I highlight the different trade agreements that Eswatini has signed, what type of products can be sort of traded under those agreements, as well as the target markets for those particular agreements. So with these two sections, our aim was to ensure that by the time that you finish the sections, you should have a business idea at least. So now after you have that business idea, you move towards the third section, which is the process of SME development. This is the process of, I guess, it starts out with business ideation and planning. It moves to business registration and legal compliance, marketing and sales strategies, access to finance, and lastly, business operations and management. And then lastly, we have the employer-employee duality, which is the last part of the toolkit. So here we notice that most of the different youth, or just not even youth, just businessmen, have a problem with understanding the difference between an employer and an employee. Just to give you some sort of background behind that. So you see, the reason why we have such a high unemployment rate is because we have a few employers. Because every time one person thinks or becomes an employer, they quickly make themselves an employee. And an employer is supposed to continuously employ, while the employee now, after he's been employed, is supposed to make sure that the business that he's running succeeds. But now what happens now is that when the employer becomes an employee, he stops employing. So what happens is that every time an employer appears onto the field, it disappears again. An employer comes again, it disappears. But we have to create a strict line between employers and employees. The employers are just supposed to employ. You see, the employees are supposed to run the company. So just to give you an example, there's the owner of the company and the CEO of the company.
Yeah.
Those are two different people. They're supposed to be two different people. But today you hear people talk about, I'm the CEO and I'm also the employee. That also is a problem. So in the toolkit, we also expand on that. I think those are more or less the elements that we've created in this toolkit.
Do you have anything else you want to add? Okay, so I saw that you guys actually say on one of the documents is content creation and dissemination. Can you briefly explain what you guys are hoping to achieve towards that? Because I mean, we're creative. We want to know what's happening with our content.
When it comes to the toolkit, were you talking about the toolkit, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we spoke about the Tinkundlas. So I guess our goal, first of all, we are giving out this document for free. So we are not expecting any youth to be complaining that they have purchased this document. They're supposed to get it for free. So that's also one of the boxes we're ticking.
I mean, you can't hate on the entrepreneur.
Yeah. Because we really want, that's how we disseminate the information. We have to get it for free. But also, I think collaborating with the Ministry of Tinkundla just to have the physical copies at the Tinkundla centers, that also another way we'll use so that the toolkit is disseminated properly to the Tinkundla, but also hit the schools, the varsities. We know our target market, but also as we say, we have youth council. Youth council already as it is has this group we're trying to segment from the population.
Yeah.
So working closely with youth council, I'm sure we'll be able to get to all the corners of the country.
Okay, thank you so much. So now you guys, you've managed to gather all this information. You have the youth. I have a business I want to start. How do I go about it?
Is that before you get the toolkit or after?
No,
That's
after. I've gotten the toolkit now. I've understood what you guys are about, and I try to align my business plan whichever way that will be the perfect way. How do you guys come in handy into helping me and my business become a reality?
Okay, just to my president will come, I guess, after. I just wanted to highlight that Chamber is membership based as well.
Yeah.
So as soon as you feel like we are worth something to you, you have to contact us. You have to become a member of Chamber. And as we the president said earlier on, that we have different branches. So if you are from, for example, you are from we're in Babani here. So maybe you are from Fontaine, you're supposed to affiliate to the Babani chapter of the Chamber.
Okay.
And we have a chairperson there. So that chairperson will be able to affiliate you to the national body. So now from your local district, you're able to affiliate in your city, from your city to the national body. So there's a channel of how, when you're now working with us, there's a way of how we look at you.
Okay.
You don't come direct to us.
So what are the benefits of being part of your organization?
Wow. It's written in the toolkit.
It's written in the toolkit.
It's written in the stars. Well, so you get to affiliate with an organized group of young people.
Okay.
You know that you have our networks are your networks now. If we're advocating for you. If there's something that has to be changed that maybe is affecting you in the business aspect, we're here for you. So
I think also just to add on that is that you find that a lot of other organizations end up sort of contacting us and asking us for, let's say, youth who do agriculture, youth who do this, or youth who do that. So when you affiliate, you get sort of access to those sort of opportunities that might come without you actually saying.
So you have the corporates that we're trying to get into.
Yeah.
So if I associate myself, I'm within.
Yeah, within.
Smart.
I think also added to that is that based on the number, our membership, we then end up creating sort of projects.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, with your guys. So for example, if we end up having a lot of creatives, we will then end up sort of creating somewhat of a creative value chain. It would make sense now to be able to gather all of the people, like for example, in terms of the artists, the different people who run recording studios, the different people who now market, the different people who, you see what I mean? After we're able to gather all of the different key stakeholders within a particular industry, it's easier for us to combine everyone and start a project. And because of our national level, we can then be able to quickly go and call different funders to now actually push the project forward.
Damn.
So those are some of the different opportunities that you end up gaining in terms of youth chamber.
That's solid.
So do I become a member of youth chamber, or I'm supposed to first join an association?
You can directly become a member of youth chamber.
Yes.
And then you guys are going to redirect me to the appropriate association. Or
let's put it this way. We are the association.
Oh, okay.
They will just affiliate to a chapter that's under youth chamber. Because we had explained the structure that we have a national body, then we have different chapters in the municipalities for now, but we're moving towards the Tinkunda as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to highlight, I think Alan highlighted the fact that we also get invited in different events. For example, we got invited by African Union to Zambia, where we were representing the country when it comes to, I guess, trade and youth. Because I'm sure the youth should know about AFTA. If you don't know about AFTA, the toolkit is also for you. It's AFCFTA, which is African Continental Free Trade Agreement, which is an agreement that the country has already ratified, meaning already signed or part of it. I think next month the ministry is launching the implementing strategy for AFTA. So it's so that was an opportunity that came through government, but it came to youth chamber. So if, for example, we already had a member who's already a paying member, right, who's showing that he wants to grow, we can avail such an opportunity that, okay, you can go with the president to Zambia. I guess we...
Hey, one guap. You guys can pay 1,000 at Solanis. and so you won't pay towards your situation.
That
shouldn't be a problem. That shouldn't be a problem. Yeah.
So the membership is going to be divided into 3.
Okay.
Because if unaguti wonke move abe accommodated ka youth chamber, whether business yako isaqala, you don't have enough money, there's a package that is suitable for you. Or if you have already established and you're already driving down the highway, there's also a business for you. And then there's the premium package, which is
So it's categorized into 3.
Yes.
And for now, you guys want all the small, all the money. Do you have anything else you want to add? Yeah. That you feel like I didn't ask?
Maybe I'll just let the team with their leaving remarks, and then I'll close up.
Okay.
I think I'm just a certain problem that I guess us and the team were talking about before we started was the problem that I guess we youth have to repair our public image. I understand as all of us as youth, we feel we are revolutionaries, I guess.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, we have to understand that this is the land that we are incorporating, or like we are going to inherit in the future. And we need to make sure that whatever we do, we make sure that the house doesn't burn down. That's like the main thing. Because at the end of the day, if it burns down, all of us sort of fail. So it's very important for us to be able to participate within the business environment. To find out, to see, okay, wait, hey, how much are these sort of permit fees? How much is the license for that company? Or which business industries are growing? What's our GDP? And what does that mean? How much money is in the country? And what does that mean to me? So I guess it's just more or less a call to the youth, especially those who are more inclined towards business, that let us come together and work together, because it's going to be impossible for us to be able to sort of navigate through the jungle alone. And that is something each of us have within the chamber have been able to understand. That's why we all came together as a unit under chamber, so that we can be able to ensure that we all jump on one ship and have one destination, and that's success.
Okay.
The dog doesn't want to.
Yeah, so I guess on my side, it was just to be encourage all the young people who are passionate that have, I think the king also during his speech in Parliament opening was saying that we are supposed to move from the mineral-based economy to idea-based economy.
Right.
Meaning that now the inventions are supposed to come through. Now we have to be more innovative. And also the king also elaborated that he can be happy if our GDP can increase by 5% next year, which is this year, next year. So we have a role to play. I think if the king is happy, then I'm sure everyone will be happy, because it means that everyone is making money. So I think that increment of 5%, that's where we're supposed to, meaning that government is actually welcome in us working and increasing our GDP.
And they're willing to support us.
Yeah, that's why Youth Chamber is here.
That's why you have you guys.
Yeah. So now there shouldn't be no confusion. You can't be going to a government officer and not knowing how to talk to them, or not knowing where you're coming from.
Exactly.
Not knowing where to get help to actually approach that officer. Because then you lesiyibonako ukhanza ukuthi kune youth nje lese ingene ku position but representative thina. So wanna make sure that abantu ba understand, even abantu abadzala labatawubuka le platform understand ukuthi ngisho umfana wakho umsanza kangakanani une position Nkosi yami. Siyacela ukuthi ma-affiliate ku Youth Chamber, because also siyafuna ukuthi kube ne structure sinye where uhulumende utakhona ukurecognize sonke.
Nginembuto ke mina. As I said, I'm affiliated under Youth Chamber, and yes. I find myself in a position whereby the corporate company doesn't reach out to you guys; it reaches out to me. And the bag is there. It's just that they don't want to be affiliated with Youth Chamber because of maybe the regulations you guys have. They contact me directly.
Yes.
How then does that affect my relationship with you guys?
Sounds like a shady corporate to me.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not shy away from the fact that corporate companies sometimes do this for exploitation.
Yeah, this is
exploitation.
But we've seen this too much. Just say also in music.
Yeah, exactly.
Where it's much more. I'm not going to go, for example, to the record label. Let me go down to the artist.
In the artist
the
themselves.
artist doesn't know the inner workings. So it's easy for me to exploit him than it is for me to exploit then That's why yeah, that's what happens. So let me just give you an example, ne? Especially when it comes to like the marketing space in corporates.
Yeah.
So it's easy for corporates to be able to now choose one person, say, I'll give you 5,000. Just do this for me. And so you not knowing because that thing is actually 30,000. But how would you know? And even if, how can you combat? Who would you tell? What, you're going to go and say, are you serious? Like, is it?
Tell who even?
That's the problem. You see what I mean? So that's what I was saying earlier. Good, see, there are protocols and procedures that are not readily available. That to us, we had to learn through trial and error. You see, you have no idea how many times we've been told no. But every meeting we get into, we tell them, we say, we are not the youth that you think we are. Tell us what we need to do. We are patient. We have time. And we will do exactly what you want us to do. But remember, we didn't grow up the same time as you. Tina, we know Rolls Royces. You understand?
We know Cullinan.
We know G5 planes, private planes. We know mansions. So our aspirations are not the same as you. Our expectation in terms of achieving them are not the same as you.
Facts.
So don't make us be part of your dream. Tina, we have bigger dreams. That's the sort of situation. So I guess to all those who end up thinking that for example, smart, thinking that just because they have a contact with the corporate, it's okay. 9 times out of 10, the corporate is usually exploiting.
9 times out of 10.
Without you knowing, because you don't know what the other corporates are doing.
Facts.
So you just have your own sort of understanding from your one corporate and you think, then you're getting no. If you try and check how much the corporates are actually making money. For an example, in Nigeria, they recently, I think earlier, like late last year or last year, they passed a law that all adverts in terms of billboards and like that should show local models from Nigeria.
Dope.
You see what I mean? So now all of the corporates had to change from adverts on TV in Nigeria to billboards, to pictures on magazines, to newspapers. Everyone had to be part of the country.
Yeah, we need some of that.
But then now it becomes hard for us to be able to do that now if we don't come and unite. And now the corporates will want such a situation because they are the ones that benefit ultimately.
Right.
Because now if for example, all of the models haven't come together as under one association and the association says that these are our standard fees for payment. If there's nothing like that, or the corporates are happy because the corporates don't have to spend as much.
Right.
They just need to talk to Ban. I just call Ban. He'll do it. WhatsApp. Send him a WhatsApp. Or tell him we'll give him 2K. People are broke here. He'll do it. That's not right. And that's why youth chambers. Yeah, I guess also one of the reasons why.
Okay.
Are those associations under youth chamber? Or how do they come about? If we're saying there's no, for instance, let me make an example with us. It's a podcast. There's no associations for podcasts.
What if there's somebody who wants to shoot his own podcast?
Yes.
Like how do we charge that person? What are the regulations, of that thing?
So I guess to create an association, you have to have at least 2. You understand? So what I mean by that is that if you want to create a podcast association, at least you're supposed to have 2 podcasts
in the country.
Yeah, no, just 2 podcasts who now come together and say that let us create an association. So now, obviously, over time, we would have to create some sort of publicity so that when it gets to, like, we push it all the way to the parliament so that if anyone even wants to try and become a podcast, they have to register first with association. And the association will give you a permit to register. That's the same thing that happens with alcohol. So with alcohol, you can't just go build your own bottle store anywhere. You need to first get a permit. So that's where associations come in, where there can be some sort of organization, coordination, you see what I mean, and synergy within the industry. So what happens now is that if the podcasters came together and created one association, it would give all of them power individually. But then now they are not supposed to fight the battles individually. The association fights those battles.
Damn.
That's how it works. So this association concept is being pushed a lot through Africa. It's just I guess a lot of people, again, don't know a lot. People, read. Reading. Because to me, I'm like, it's in the reading. Once you understand the structures of the definitions of these things, then you start to understand, don't believe anything the elders say. Always question, always find out yourself. Make sure you understand it. Don't just go off what they say. And that's one of the problems that we have. We have internet, we have AI. Let's take advantage of some of the opportunities. I mean, some of these tools that we have at our fingertips, instead of always relying on the old way. Or you'll end up just pushing just to get a Taz, a Toyota Taz. When you're 40, if you're not serious, you know what I mean? And see, we need to be getting Maybachs. And see, what are we doing? How? To me, at least, my core is that when it comes to work and entrepreneurship, try not to just look around when you think of competition. So, for example, with the podcast, don't look around and think that, hey, you are the best podcast around here. What? No, go to US. You should be the best podcast in US.
Right.
Yeah, that's the same situation because they're doing the same with us. When you think the other O's in US are doing podcasts, they'll see Swaziland is here. Oh, yeah. And if Swaziland grows, they'll start to shut out Swaziland. Yeah, the same thing.
Will go to the Ministry of ICT. Like, hey, who are these people? So as power of the association, what the association will do, if there's now external market or external people that are coming to chow their own market here, they can use the association to shield that importation.
Okay.
Yes, they can close the gate. For example, we were struggling with importation of vegetables in the country.
Yeah.
So once youth farmers now are actually farming the vegetables. As an association, now I think is there you can go to Namport. Hey, Namport, please close the gate because now we have enough tomatoes to feed the nation. So now the South African farmers can't bring their things here. Association.
And you can't do that individually.
Of course.
Yeah. And that's the thing that I guess there are certain battles that you fight as association. There are certain battles that you fight individually. So it's very important that we understand that. But that's one of the reasons why we created the toolkit. So it's much more easier to explain that.
I don't know. I think you guys have sold us. Sold us the chain.
Yeah, Prema is
Just waiting for you guys to deliver. Damn. But from my understanding and my perspective, you guys have a solid plan and you have a good structure on how to go about it. I'm wishing you guys all the best. And hopefully we'll get each and every creative and every participant to register. Yo, join the youth chamber. It's on site.
First of all, I haven't done my potting shots. There was this guy.
No, we're not done yet. I was just reminding people that
protocol observed. She's the president.
Yeah,
protocol
of course.
I mean, of course. This nigga.
She said this nigga.
Why youth?
You heard it? She said this nigga. Oh my
That's
God.
what I said.
This is my show.
So maybe to close out from my side, I just want to bring in the value of a cell. A cell, it is not the organ. A cell will come together to form a tissue, and the tissue will form an organ, and the organ will form a system, and the system will form the body. So that's just what collaboration is. Without the one cell, there's no body.
Fact.
But then the cell on its own doesn't have the function of the body. So that's how we should actually come together as youth. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, you guys, for coming through. You dropped so much knowledge, and hopefully, I'm gonna be participating and making sure creatives register for this. Definitely. And I hope each and every creative is listening, and you are already checking out the cool kid. I'll say cool kid.
Yeah, toolkit.
That toolkit is a cool kid.
But after that, oh, that's fire. That's fire. I see what you did there. Y'all gotta pay me for that. Before you exploit me, I gotta pay for that.
I guess before, just to highlight our youth, because we love young people.
Yeah.
So one highlight will be hosting webinars, breaking down just different elements of the toolkit. But also, I know next week we have the national budget coming out. So also want to break down that budget and see how much the minister give towards youth entrepreneurship, because I'm sure the king spoke about it. So I'm sure the budget also will emphasize what the king spoke about, because that's what we know.
Damn. So we're gonna look up for this?
I guess
news?
if you follow our social media platform, but the webinars will be on Twitter, but Facebook, all social platforms. But I guess now just follow us on all social platforms, because we wouldn't know when we're launching the toolkit. We want to make sure that the youth know about that. So follow. But also we have the podcasters. So our brothers here will collaborate with them. Of course,
I mean, if you have an announcement to make, you can just let us know, and then we'll podcast it to our people.
President, that's collaboration.
So yeah, I wish you guys all the best, man. Hopefully we can make the association thing work. And if you guys need anything, just let me know. But I charge though. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Shout out.
Yo, if you managed to stay up to this long into this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you think of the Youth Chamber. Do you guys think they actually are gonna put in the work, or it's just another mediocre thing? I feel like they are. You can see they have a solid structure and everything. But yeah, till we meet again next week, same time, same place, same me and same you, we are officially out.